Wise up, y'all.
Wise up.
Come on.
I'm gonna listen and do. Wise up.
Hey.
Every day we choose to wise up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna listen and do. Wise up.
Wise up, y'all.
Wise up. Lean in.
To the back, to the front.
Listen up.
Jump, jump.
Don't let your day slide away.
Slide left, slide right.
Work hard.
Fist pump, fist pump.
Wise up.
Come on.
I'm gonna listen and do. Wise up.
Hey.
Every day we choose to wise up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna listen and do. Wise up.
Wise up, y'all.
Lean in.
To the back, to the front.
Listen up.
Jump,
Don't
jump.
let your friends bring you down.
Get down, get down.
Keep your heart turned up.
Get up, get up.
Wise up. I'm gonna listen and do. Wise up.
Come on, y'all.
Every day we choose to wise up.
Hey.
I'm gonna listen and do. Wise up.
Come on.
Every day we choose to wise up. Lean in.
To the back, to the front.
Listen up.
Jump, jump.
Don't let your friends bring you down.
Get down, get
Keep your
down.
heart turned up.
Get up, get up.
Wise up. I'm gonna listen and do. Wise up.
Yeah.
Every day we choose to wise up. I'm gonna listen and do. Wise up.
Wise up.
Wise up. I'm gonna listen and do. Wise up.
Hey.
Every day we choose to wise up.
Come on.
I'm gonna listen and do. Wise up. Every day we choose to wise up.
It's time to wise up, y'all.
Wise up.
Wise up.
A quackulator, get it? Ducks use a quackulator for their math test.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay, how about this one? What happened when the teacher tied all her students' shoelaces together?
I don't know what.
They took a class trip!
Hey, I think class announcements are gonna start soon.
Yeah. But you gotta admit, come on, that one was pretty funny. It's not like Mrs. Wise to be late with class announcements.
Hello, students. Mrs. Wise is on vacation, so I am your substitute teacher. My name is Dr. Doom. Dr. D. That's right, Dr. D. Oh, let's see. Today's lunch menu includes peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. My goodness. Broccoli chips. Broccoli chips? And ABC gum. How can you... Is that really what you eat? My goodness. Let's see. Your related arts for today is music. Oh, but who needs related arts? What else did Mrs. Wise want me to say? Blah, 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 blah. Something about some wise words from Proverbs 12:26 that say godly people are careful about the friends they choose. Pfft, who needs wise words? That sounds like terrible advice. I wasn't ever careful about the friends I chose, and I turned out great. In fact, I think the wisest thing anyone can do is put on some headphones and do your best not to learn anything. Just sit back and be lazy.
Wait, Mrs. Wise is on vacation? But isn't she a virtual teacher? I'm confused.
Not as confused as I am about these wise words our substitute teacher just told us. Mrs. Wise would never want us to be lazy.
Well, she has been teaching us about listening and adding to what we learned and working hard. But he is our teacher, and we're supposed to listen. He's probably just reading from the plan that Mrs. Wise gave him.
What are you doing? You know this all sounds wrong. Mrs. Wise would never want us to be lazy. Zippy, are you listening to me?
A spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. The medicine go down. What? Okay, I'm listening.
Something fishy's going on here, and we have to get to the bottom of it.
Well, I'll help, but what can we do?
Ahem. I hear an awful lot of talking for a class that's supposed to be listening to music and not doing any work. Now get back to being lazy. And if you choose to go against what I'm telling you to do, I'll send you to detention.
Not detention. It can't go on my school record.
Well, you're the one that said that we had to do something. I think I know just the thing to do. Trust me.
Okay, Zippy, I trust you.
Excuse me, Dr. D? I'd like all of my homework assignments, please. I really don't want to get behind.
I told you to stop worrying about school and start being lazy. For going against what I said, both of you are going to detention. Detention.
Not detention.
It's okay, Jordan. Trust me. Now hold on.
You know what? It is very rare that we have a bad substitute teacher here at Springside. But when we do, our students always know how to be good examples and do the right thing. For example, I had a class a few years ago that was competing in the annual Springside Olympics. The Olympic event was one big race made up of 5 different parts. To start the event, the racers had to eat 3 of Chef Cook's spicy jalapeno-covered pickles. Then they had to race to the top of the school, all 25 flights of stairs. From there, they had to do a trick off the diving board into the pool on the 22nd floor. Once in the pool, it was time to shoot a basketball onto the courts beside the playground. Finally, the racers had to get out of the pool and walk on their hands through the slimy baked bean pit all the way to the finish line. Yahoo! The Springside Olympics are very competitive, and a boy named Angus Whopper told the rest of the class how they could cheat in order to win. All they had to do was hide the pickles in their pockets, sneak away to the elevator, and head straight to the roof. All the kids in the class agreed, and they were ready to cheat. But 3 friends stood up for the right thing. They said they weren't going to cheat. Even though my student threatened to give them atomic wedgies, they decided to be good examples to the rest of the class by choosing to do the right thing. Because those 3 friends wouldn't cheat, they convinced their friends in the class not to cheat either. Pretty soon, no one wanted to cheat. This made Angus so angry that he gave up and quit.
Bye!
They were 1 man short, but decided to compete anyway. And wouldn't you know it, they took first place! I found this all out later, and I have to say I was so proud of my class for not cheating. They remembered wise words, Proverbs 12:26. Godly people are careful about the friends they choose. You see, those 3 friends wised up and carefully chose to be a good example to their class instead of following someone else's unwise idea. This is why it's wise to carefully choose good friends who will be a good example for you to follow.
I'm so glad that Mrs. Wise got my SOS. We just had to get out of class long enough to hear her message so that Dr. D wasn't around.
Yeah, Mrs. Wise gave us some good advice, and I'm sure glad I listened to you, Zippy. And Mrs. Wise said detention wouldn't go on my school record.
Oh, that's good news. But we gotta get back to class and let Dr. D know that what he's doing isn't right.
Hold on, Zippy. Here we go.
Dr. D, we know what you're doing isn't right. I sent Mrs. Wise an SOS, and she got us some really good advice in detention.
Yeah, and I'd rather go to detention than be a bad example for the rest of the class.
Well then, it seems that my work here is done. I suppose that you will just go back to doing what Mrs. Wise says, and I guess I'll have to find another class to disrupt. I hear old MacDonald on the second floor will be out tomorrow. Good thing Dr. D is here to sub.
That's what he thinks. He'll be surprised when Mr. Wright is there waiting for him. I don't think he'll be a substitute teacher here at Springside anymore.
Yeah, just like what Mrs. Wise said in Proverbs 12:26. Be careful of the friends you choose. But I'm sure glad I chose you, Zippy.
Aw, thanks, Jordan. Hey, it's lunchtime, and I came prepared this time.
Wise people listen. Wise people learn. Proverbs 1:5. Wiggle like a worm. Hop, hop, hop. This is how we do it. Spin, spin, spin. Let's get to it. Hop, hop, hop. This is how we do it. Spin, spin, spin. Let's get to it. Wise people listen. Wise people learn. Proverbs 1:5. Wiggle like a worm. Hop, hop, hop. This is how we do it. Spin, spin, spin. Let's get to it. Hop, hop, hop. This is how we do it. Spin, spin, spin. Let's get to it. Wise people listen. Wise people learn. Proverbs 1:5. Wiggle like a worm. Yeah!
Hi there, friends. Yesterday I crawled into my bedroom and there was trash all over my floor. My sister was the only worm who had been in my room. I just knew she had made that mess. I was so mad I didn't know what to do. I know that the Bible always has wise words, so I wiggled around in there until I found a Bible story that helped me know how to make a wise choice. Let's get ready to see the story by putting on our special eyes.
Zoop, zoop.
Great! Now let's get ready to listen by clicking on our listening ears.
Click, click.
Now you're ready. When I wiggled around in the Bible, I found this story about Daniel. Can you say Daniel?
Daniel.
The king of Babylon marched into the town of Jerusalem and destroyed the city. Then he took Daniel and many of God's people back to Babylon with him. Let me see you all make a mad face like the king of Babylon. Daniel and his 3 friends had to go live in Babylon. Now they had to work for the king and eat food only from the king's table. But there was a problem. You see, God did not want his people to eat the king's food. Daniel wanted to do the right thing and obey God. So he asked the guard if he and his 3 friends could eat only vegetables and water. Well, the guard said yes, and for the next 10 days, they only ate vegetables and drank water. Let's all pretend to eat a yummy carrot. Crunch, crunch, crunch.
Crunch, crunch, crunch.
Yum, yum. Well, after 10 days, the king was amazed to see how strong Daniel and his friends looked. God helped Daniel and his friends do the right thing even when it was hard. I know that God will help me do the right thing and be kind to my sister, even though it is hard. Instead of yelling at her, I will ask her to help me clean up the mess. That's how I could do the right thing. Let me hear you say this after me. I will do the right thing.
The right thing.
Great! Well, that's all I have for today. But before I go, would you like to do the wiggle worm dance with me?
Yes.
Then hold up your little wiggle worm finger and make it move as we sing. I'm a little wiggle worm, watch me go. I can wiggle fast and I can wiggle slow. I wiggle all around, then back I go. Down into the ground to the home I know. Bye-bye, friends.